guys, I'm Brittany Young, and you're watching Heavy Wrestle TV.
Heavy Wrestle Freaks! I'm your host, Alicia Warrington. This lovely lady next to me is the breakout star of the Netflix hit series Glow, where she plays the body-slamming yet lovable Carmen Machu Picchu. It's Britney Young!
Hi guys! That's a good intro. Just follow me around.
Thanks for hanging out with us today here on Heavy Wrestle.
Thanks for having me. Hi guys.
Of course. Glow returns to Netflix June 29th with season 2. We're all anxiously waiting to see what the ladies are up to this season.
Yes.
Especially fan favorite Carmen. There's so many diverse, unique ladies on the show. Are we going to see more storytelling that involves you and more of the other characters this season?
We are. I think second season is definitely diving more into the relationships between all the girls. Like, we see all these new pairings. It's not just Ruth and Debbie. It's, you know, Melrose and Jenny and Sheila and Ruth. Like, it's a lot more relationships. We see some rivalries. Some competition pops up, which was a lot of fun to shoot. For Carmen, I mean, it's just a continuation of kind of where we left off last season, where we're just seeing her figure out if she can really accomplish this dream on her own, and how does she do that and help these women at the same time. She kind of takes the training role this year from Cherry and kind of becomes like the trainer and makes sure that they really are doing what they're doing, and make sure that like kayfabe doesn't happen and that they kind of understand what the wrestling culture is all about. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that for you. In wrestling, you have to protect and take care of each other in the ring. Was it scary executing those moves with other actresses who are very new to wrestling and maybe don't even know what those moves are supposed to look like?
It wasn't scary, but I will say I was a cheerleader in high school.
Okay.
So my main thing has always been to keep people safe, and I think sometimes that is actually a flaw of mine, because I definitely overcompensate to make sure that someone like isn't gonna fall, or make sure that I catch them. I actually have a move with Kate Nash this year, who plays Britannica, Rhonda Richardson, and we know her. I don't want to give it away because it's amazing. Y'all will know what it is when you see it. Okay. But basically, I kept on, like, while she was flying, I was holding her the whole way. And she just looked at me and she's like, "You have to let go." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Let go, because I can do it better and I will feel safer that way." Okay. And I was like, "Okay, cool. Let's try it once." And I actually let go, and it was like the best thing we had ever done.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay. Like, you're still safe, but I can let go."
Did the moves get harder this season?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot more training? Or
the
what was that like?
The moves got harder. I think that is kind of to our fault. We went and like studied up over the summer. We did homework. And came in and were like, "Chavo, is this 1980s appropriate?" So the moves definitely did get bigger. I think for me, specifically for Carmen, she wrestles a lot more, and she has several times where she's wrestling multiple people. Like, I have one match where I'm going up against 5 girls.
Like a Royal Rumble.
Yes, and then there's definitely another like mini montage where she's wrestling different groups at a time. So for me, especially, like, the wrestling really ramped up. Like, I think I wrestled more than I acted season 2.
You worked with wrestlers Brodus Clay, Chavo Guerrero, Carlito, Awesome Kong. What was the most valuable thing that you learned from them?
Ooh. As a group or individually?
Either.
I mean, definitely from Awesome Kong, Kia, she really made me realize that being a bigger woman in the ring is not necessarily a bad thing. I think that was kind of one thing too, where it's like I came in with a group of amazing actresses who are all much, much smaller than I am, and I didn't want to crush anyone, you know, and she really made me realize that if you know the technique and they know the technique, no one's going to crush anyone. Right. You know, it's going to be a beautiful dance. Chavo, again, I think the best advice he's ever given me was get over it. And he said that in another instance where I was kind of just like, I don't know if I can do it. Like, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to hurt anyone. He's like, get over it. Carlito and Brodus, they taught me a lot about wrestling culture.
Okay.
One thing that really stands out in episode 4 of season 1, when Goliath Jackson comes into the ring and he's kind of talking up at Carmen and she's talking down, they were just like, out of respect for a veteran wrestler, you would come down to his level. You'd never like talk over the ropes at him. And I was like, oh, I didn't.
Even if he's 7 foot tall?
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't even have thought of that. But then, of course, you know, for the movie side of it, it's, you know, we want to play that dynamic where she's already disobeying him. Right. So we did keep it at a high. But it's just like things like that that you would never know as an actress. Yeah.
After being a part of this strong female ensemble, has it changed your thoughts on the type of roles you'll take on in the future?
It makes me very optimistic that there are these roles out there that are written for women, and they are very deep and layered characters. Like, they're not one-sided, you know, like all of our characters, even though we might not get as much screen time, everyone has an arc. They all have a purpose to be on this show. But I don't think that it would make me shy away from projects if they weren't female-led or female-centric. I mean, it is very rare that we have a principal cast of 16 women, right, and we have basically, you know, almost an all-female writer's room, almost all-female producers. You know, our ADs are both females. Costumes, hair, makeup departments, they're all led by females. You know, props departments, females. So I hope it is something that, you know, expands and a lot more projects end up being like that. Mariana Polka, who plays Reggie Walsh, she just directed a movie last summer and every single department head was a woman.
Yes.
And I was like, that's amazing, but it is something where it takes you back because it's not that common.
If you were to be able to play a Disney character,
what?
Which Disney character would you play?
Belle. Are you kidding? I don't even need to. You didn't have to finish that question. I'm a huge Disney nerd. Over there is Mickey Mouse ears that are Belle.
Like myself, you grew up in a biracial family from a small town in Alaska where you didn't see families that look like yours.
Yes.
And then along came Raven Simone.
Yeah.
Who became a big influence to you.
Yes.
Are you now comfortable with essentially being in that same role, having that same influence on people?
I think yes. And I think I'm comfortable with it because I didn't have it. And I know that, you know, like you said, like when Raven came, it was something where it took me back and I was like, whoa, like here's a girl, she's sassy, she's, you know, light skinned, but she's also black, you know. It was something that I really gravitated towards. And then there wasn't many people after her, you know. So I think that I'm a lot more comfortable with it now because I know that there are younger girls and even younger boys out there who are looking to find these people that they feel represent them. And by them not seeing it, it's, you know, it's heartbreaking to me because I'm like, no, like if you're in this world, there should be someone on TV that looks like you.
Exactly.
You know, like our world is diverse. I don't understand why film and TV is not. We were talking about it before we started. Like people still don't like believe that I'm mixed. They're like, oh, what? Or they assume that I'm like another brown ethnicity.
Right.
Like they're like, oh, she's Hispanic. Oh, she's Polynesian.
She must be Samoan.
Yeah, like she must. You from the islands? Yes. Like, and it's one of those things where before I used to kind of get a little bit offended, and I was like, how could you not know I'm half black? You know. And now I'm just like, okay, I get where you're coming from, but I'm like, no, I'm black. But the people who are coming are saying like, oh, it's so nice to see like Polynesian girl on TV, a Hispanic girl being represented in a positive light. And I'm like, I'm not representing that part, but I am representing for people of color. So that part I try to like talk to people about and be like, this specifically is how I'm trying to represent you.
Is there anything outside of acting that you're really passionate about? Where are we going to see Britney Young next?
Ooh. Probably at Barnes & Noble's.
Did I read somewhere that you've read 29 books this year? Was that last year or this year?
That might have been at this time last year.
Okay.
That makes more sense. This year, I'm only at 17.
Okay.
I'm way behind. But I blame it. I started, my goal for this year, or one of my like resolutions, was I wanted to reread the Harry Potter series. Okay. So I kind of got caught up in that. But yeah, I'm a huge reader, so I don't know. I mean, I love film and TV. So I want to try to develop projects, and I want to try to write and bring more stories, more diverse stories. Obviously more stories with people of color and women of color especially. So yeah, hopefully directing or producing hopefully is the next stop.
We have a little trivia for you.
Oh no.
It'll be a good one. I think
I was told I didn't have to memorize anything.
You said, is it hard wrestling question?
Ugh.
It's not wrestling.
Oh, okay. Get out!
A trivia on the history of wrestling. Goonies trivia!
Woo! Guys, I have 4 copies of Goonies. There's a poster in my bedroom.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Because now I'm nervous.
According to Mrs. Fratelli, the restaurant only serves
tongue.
Yes. Mouth wears a t-shirt with which part?
Purple Rain. Prince.
I didn't even finish it. Ladies and gentlemen, she is correct. I didn't even have to finish. Okay. And she was concerned about trivia.
I was concerned.
Which Goonie plays the organ of bones? Do you need multiple choice?
No. Andy.
One-Eyed Willie's ship is called?
Oh.
Do you need multiple choice?
Ooh.
Phone a friend?
Let's just pop in the DVD now.
See, she got real cocky.
Like, literally nothing is even coming to my mind.
Britney Young. Okay. One-Eyed Willie's ship is called The Royal Fortune, The Inferno, Queen Anne's Revenge.
None of those sound familiar. This is the part of the movie where like Chunk is in the background with Brand trying to do that like electric thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I was. I'm gonna say it's The Fortune.
The Inferno.
Oh yeah, One-Eyed Willie shipped The Inferno.
Yeah. Britney Young.
Sean Astin says it. They're in the attic. He's holding the map. Yeah, because he like can't say it. He's like, The Inferno. Aww.
What year was the film first released?
1985.
Yes.
Yes. Which actually makes it glow appropriate. Maybe I can get some stuff on the show.
Britney Young, thank you so much for being on Heavy Wrestle with us.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to your lovely viewers out there?
Thanks for tuning in. Glow Season 2 comes out June 29th. It's a blast. More wrestling, more fun, more laughs. Nailed it.